Respect isn't earned with noise. It isn't in the fake laugh, the desperate handshake, or the overplayed confidence of someone trying too hard. Real power? It walks in silent. It doesn't ask. It doesn't explain. It just is. Picture this. You enter a room, and without a word, people shift. Eyes follow. The air changes. Not because of what you said, but because of how you carry yourself. That's authority. That's control. That's the art of commanding respect without sound. The weak chatter to fill silence. The powerful weaponize silence. The weak overreact to prove strength. The powerful don't flinch, don't chase, don't justify. They let the world lean in, strain, and work for their approval. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. Respect isn't spoken into existence. It's staged, embodied, and enforced through presence. A quiet mask of dominance, so potent it frustrates enemies, seduces allies, and makes even the bold hesitate before crossing you. Stay here, because in this video, I'm giving you 5 Machiavellian moves to command respect without uttering a single word. Miss this, and you'll remain background noise. Watch it, and you'll own every room you step into. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. That's poetic nonsense. In reality, the eyes are weapons, daggers, shields, crowns. The way you look at someone can crush them or crown them. Machiavelli would remind you, power isn't about what you feel, it's about what you project. And the stare is projection at its purest form. Think about this. When 2 predators lock eyes in the wild, words aren't exchanged. No speeches, no negotiations. Dominance is decided in the gaze. The weaker blinks, the stronger doesn't. That is the law of nature. And it hasn't changed for humans sitting in boardrooms, clubs, or even family tables. We're animals first. The stare speaks before your mouth ever opens. So how do you weaponize it? First rule, never dart. Weak men's eyes flick around a room like prey scanning for threats. Strong men move their eyes like kings distributing attention. Slow, deliberate. Every shift says, I decide what matters. Second rule, hold, don't glare. There's a difference between pressure and desperation. A glare is a loud bark. A steady hold is a loaded gun. Don't squint, don't strain, don't look like you're trying to intimidate. That's theater, and theater smells like fear. Instead, relax the face. Let your eyes stay calm, still. That calmness terrifies more than rage ever could. Third rule, control the drop. The moment you look away matters. If you break too soon, you signal surrender. If you never break, you signal insecurity. Only the insecure need to prove they won't blink. The true master, he chooses when to end it. He looks away with ease, as if to say, I'm finished with you. That dismissal cuts deeper than any insult. Let me give you a picture. Imagine you're in a negotiation. The other side throws terms at you, lists demands, raises their voice. Don't answer, don't fidget, don't scramble to respond. Just look at them. Calm, unmoved, let them drown in their own noise. Silence plus stare equals control. They'll start to fill the void. They'll stumble, justify, reveal weakness. All because your eyes stayed steady while theirs begged for escape. And here's the twist most people miss. The stare isn't just about confrontation. It's also about allure. Lovers know this. A well-timed, lingering gaze can pull someone towards you without a single word. Why? Because your eyes signal certainty, and certainty is magnetic. People are drawn to those who look at the world like it already belongs to them. Now, don't mistake this for a trick you can fake with a few practice runs in the mirror. The stare is powered by something deeper, inner nonchalance. If your heart races, if your palms sweat, if you're screaming inside, Your eyes will betray you. They'll jitter, flinch, dart. The true Machiavellian stare comes from being anchored, untouchable, unbothered. You cultivate it by caring less about approval and more about control. Practice this in daily life. Next time someone speaks, don't rush to nod, don't rush to answer. Just watch them, calm, silent. Let them carry the weight of the moment. See how quickly they begin to perform for you, how they rush to win back your approval. That's the power, because respect isn't commanded by noise. It's commanded by tension, and nothing builds tension like the stare. It's primal, it's unnerving, and it's unforgettable. Once you master it, you'll realize you don't need to raise your voice. Your eyes will raise the stakes. Power does not begin with words. It begins with how you stand, how you sit, how you move through space. Posture is silent dominance. Posture is the throne you carry on your back everywhere you go. Watch a weak man in any room. Shoulders slouched, arms folded tight, head dipped like he's apologizing for existing. His body screams what his mouth tries to hide: uncertainty, hesitation, submission. Now watch the powerful. Their bodies are fortresses, upright, open, unhurried. They are sitting on invisible thrones, and everyone else knows it. Stillness is command. Most people leak nervous energy, tapping, fidgeting, shifting weight. Each twitch is a confession. I am unsettled. I am not in control. But the man who holds still radiates calm menace. He doesn't waste motion. He doesn't scatter energy. His body is a quiet declaration. I am the center. I cannot be moved. The shoulders decide the battlefield. Rounded shoulders collapse a man inward. Broad, rolled-back shoulders project strength. They frame the chest, open the lungs, and send a single message. I am here, and I am unafraid. You don't need muscles for this. You need discipline. Strength is posture before it is biceps. Your head is your crown. Tilt it too far down, and you look broken. Tilt it too high, and you look arrogant. The crown position? Level. Steady. Chin slightly lifted, eyes direct. You are not looking up for permission or down in fear. You are looking straight at the world as if it owes you tribute. Movement must be deliberate. Posture is not frozen stiffness. It is measured control. Every shift of weight, every turn of the body must feel chosen, not accidental. Rising from a chair slowly, turning your head with precision, resting your hands with intention. These details shape the aura. Haste betrays desperation. Slowness radiates mastery. Even the way you sit matters. Weak men collapse into chairs like tired peasants. Strong men sit as if the chair is a throne. Back straight, legs planted or crossed with confidence, arms relaxed but not hidden. It's not about arrogance, it's about presence. The posture says, "This is my ground. You are in my court." Now picture this. You're in a high-stakes meeting. Voices clash, egos flare, chaos fills the air. But you don't join the scramble. You sit still, upright, calm. While they fight to be heard, people start noticing the only one who doesn't fight for attention: you. Your posture becomes a gravitational pull. Silence plus posture turns into dominance. Here's the Machiavellian truth. People judge by appearances. They don't see your courage, your intelligence, your discipline. They see how you carry yourself. And if your posture declares weakness, nothing else matters. But if your posture declares rule, even your silence becomes command. To master posture, you must master your mind. A desperate heart creates desperate movements. But when you decide you have nothing to prove, your body naturally straightens, steadies, opens. Posture is not a trick. It is a reflection of inner certainty, or at least the performance of it until it becomes real. Train this daily. When you walk into rooms, imagine you are carrying a throne on your back. When you sit, imagine you are a ruler receiving subjects. When you stand, imagine you are unshaken marble, not shifting sand. With time, your body will learn the language of power, and respect will follow without a word. Machiavelli would remind us, rulers must appear strong, disciplined, firm, whether they truly are or not. Posture is that appearance. It is the stage costume of kings, the armor of generals, the silent roar of dominance. Sit on your invisible throne and watch how the world bends. Power isn't just seen in your eyes or your stance. Power is also displayed in the symbols you wear, the objects you use, and the rituals you perform. Humans are creatures of perception. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. It is not enough to be strong. You must appear strong. Appearances are weapons. Symbols are signals. They tell the world who rules before you even open your mouth. Think of kings and generals. They drape themselves in robes, crowns, scepters, medals. Not because cloth and gold make them powerful, but because symbols remind everyone else of their authority. Modern men forget this truth. They dress sloppy, carry cheap distractions, move without ritual. And then they wonder why no one respects them. Respect begins with the stage you build around yourself. First law, dress with intention. Clothes are not decoration. They are armor. They are a uniform that broadcasts discipline, precision, authority. The sloppy man in wrinkled shirts and scuffed shoes screams, "I don't even control myself." The man in clean, sharp attire whispers, "I control everything." You don't need luxury brands. You need deliberate choices. Fit, color, and cleanliness are louder than logos. Second law, grooming is command. Your hair, your beard, your nails. These are details that tell the world whether you are chaos or order. Neglect them, and you look weak, distracted, unworthy of authority. Master them, and you radiate discipline. Power respects control, and control begins with your own body. Third law, objects are extensions of you. Every item you carry is a signal. The beaten-up wallet, the cracked phone, the cheap pen, they betray you. But the weight of a quality watch, the glide of a fine pen, the order of a tidy notebook, these are signals of seriousness. People read them subconsciously. Objects whisper, "This man operates at a higher standard." Fourth law, rituals create presence. Rituals are repeated gestures that become performances of authority. Pouring a drink slowly, removing gloves before you speak, taking a deliberate pause before sitting, lighting a cigar, adjusting a cufflink, flipping a notebook open. These aren't random habits. They are cues, stagecraft. Rituals slow time. They draw eyes. They make people wait. And in waiting, they grant you respect. Fifth law, control your entrances. The way you enter a room is itself a symbol. Do you rush in, desperate to be noticed? Or do you walk in like it's already your domain? A slow, steady entrance, well-dressed, calm, deliberate, is a performance more powerful than any speech. The room feels the weight of it before you say a word. Now imagine this scene. A man enters a meeting in a wrinkled hoodie, phone buzzing in his hand. He slouches into his chair, mutters a greeting. He might be intelligent, but no one takes him seriously. Contrast that with another man. Tailored jacket, polished shoes, watch glinting under the light. He enters calmly, adjusts his sleeve, places his notebook on the table with precision. He hasn't spoken yet, but the room already knows who commands attention. Symbols also play in reverse. If you appear careless, if your objects are chaotic, if your rituals are sloppy, you project weakness. People sense it instantly. Respect is fragile. Lose it in your appearance and words can't repair it. Here's the Machiavellian twist. Symbols don't just fool others. They rewire you. When you wear sharp clothes, when you handle quality tools, when you perform deliberate rituals, you begin to feel disciplined, powerful, controlled. The mask becomes the man. The performance becomes reality. So build your stage, curate your symbols, strip away anything sloppy, cheap, careless. Replace them with signals of order, precision, strength. Train rituals until they become second nature. Let every detail around you echo authority. Machiavelli would remind us, people judge more by appearances than by truth. They cannot see your mind, but they can see your symbols. And if your symbols scream power, they will assume power belongs to you. Respect without words is theater, and the world is your audience. Noise is the language of the desperate. Silence is the language of the powerful. Most men cannot bear silence. They rush to fill it with chatter, jokes, nervous explanations, anything to escape the weight of nothingness. But the Machiavellian man, he knows silence is not emptiness. It is pressure. It is a blade invisible to the eye but sharp enough to cut the strongest opponent. Think about it. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them inward, exposes their nerves. In conversation, when you don't respond immediately, the other person starts second-guessing themselves. They explain more, justify more, reveal more. Your silence pulls their secrets into the open. You didn't interrogate them. You didn't even ask. You just waited. And they handed you everything. First law of silence: resist the urge to rush. Weak men pounce on every pause, desperate to keep the energy flowing. Strong men let pauses stretch. Seconds feel like minutes. The tension builds. Others squirm, but you remain unmoved. That is the moment when control shifts to you. Second law: make silence strategic, not accidental. Silence without intent looks like confusion, but silence wielded deliberately feels like judgment. A long pause before answering a question can feel like a verdict. A calm stare without reply can feel heavier than an insult. The difference is posture and presence. Silence must look chosen, not stumbled into. Third law: use silence as denial. Enemies will try to bait you, provoke you, drag you into battles of words. Don't swing at every punch. Refuse to answer. Refuse to justify. Refuse to explain. Your silence says, your attack is beneath me. Nothing enrages a rival more than being ignored. They will overextend, lose composure, expose weakness, all because you denied them the dignity of response. Fourth law: silence creates scarcity. The less you speak, the more valuable your words become. If you chatter constantly, your voice is wallpaper. If you ration your words, people wait for them. Every sentence you finally deliver lands with force, simply because of the silence that preceded it. Fifth law: silence seduces. Lovers know this better than anyone. A well-timed pause, a withheld reply, a lingering gaze in silence, these create magnetic pull. Silence is mystery. Mystery is power. The less you reveal, the more others project onto you. They imagine depth, strength, certainty. Silence lets you become larger than life. Picture this. You're in a negotiation. The other side pushes their demands, talking faster, louder, filling the air with noise. You don't answer. You don't interrupt. You don't rush. You sit calm, silent. They begin to stumble. Their words tangle. Their confidence erodes. Finally, they ask, "What do you think?" That's when you know you've already won, before you said a word. Or imagine an enemy hurling insults at you in front of others. The crowd waits for your comeback, your anger, your defense. Instead, you give nothing. No reaction, no reply, just silence. He looks like a fool screaming at a wall. You look untouchable. That silence damages him more than any counterattack ever could. Understand this. Silence is not passive. It is active restraint. It is a blade you sharpen with patience. The weak can't hold it. They break, they blurt, they babble. The strong let silence work for them. Machiavelli would call this the mask of control. A ruler must appear unshaken, unmoved. Silence is the mask. It hides weakness, creates mystery, and projects dominance. It makes people fill the void with their own fear, their own doubts, their own desire for approval. So train yourself. In conversation, add seconds before replying. In arguments, cut words in half. In rooms, let others scramble while you sit in calm silence. Watch how the balance shifts. Watch how respect flows toward the man who doesn't beg to be heard, but makes others fight for his voice. Because silence isn't nothing. Silence is everything. And when you wield it like a weapon, you'll command respect without lifting a finger or saying a single word. All the silence, all the posture, all the symbols in the world mean nothing if you hesitate when the moment comes. Respect is built in tension, but it is sealed in decisive action. The stare holds them. The posture anchors you. The silence unsettles them. The symbols impress them. But the strike is what makes them obey. Machiavelli understood this. Fortune favors the bold. A prince can posture all day, but if he fails to act when the time is right, he loses everything. The world respects decisiveness, because decisiveness is certainty, and certainty is rare. First law of the strike, wait. The weak rush in too soon, desperate to act, desperate to prove themselves. They show their hand before the game even begins. The powerful wait. They hold. They let others waste energy, burn themselves out, reveal weaknesses. They create the silence that makes others desperate. And then, when the moment is perfect, they strike. Second law, hit clean, hit hard. Half measures kill respect. If you must act, act with finality. Don't fumble, don't wobble, don't second guess. Cut clean. Whether it's delivering a decision, ending an argument, or shutting down disrespect, make the move swift and sharp. The world respects clarity. It despises hesitation. Third law, show no flinch. After you strike, do not explain, do not justify, do not apologize. The desperate scramble to smooth things over. The powerful stand in the wreckage, unmoved. Your decisiveness is the message. I choose, I execute. I do not beg forgiveness. That unshaken calm after the strike is what brands you as untouchable. Fourth law, choose your battles. Not every insult deserves blood. Not every challenge deserves your hand. If you strike at everything, you look chaotic. If you strike rarely, strategically, people learn. When you move, it matters. Every strike becomes an event. The memory lingers. The legend grows. Fifth law, own the aftermath. Action without follow-through is noise. Action followed by command is empire. After the strike, maintain composure. Keep stillness. Keep silence. Let others process, react, tremble. Do not dilute your act with chatter. The more calm you appear after action, the more terrifying your decisiveness becomes. Picture this. You're in a debate. Voices rise, interruptions fly. You've been silent, composed, letting them scramble. Finally, you lean forward, deliver one line, cold, sharp, undeniable. Then you lean back. You don't argue further. You don't explain. The room shifts. Respect hardens. You didn't win with volume. You won with timing and precision. Or imagine disrespect in public. Someone mocks you, waiting for you to snap. You don't bite. You don't argue. You wait. Then, when the moment is right, you deliver one action. A look, a cutting remark, a decisive move. Then silence. That single strike silences not just your rival, but the entire room. They remember it long after the noise fades. This is the paradox. Restraint builds suspense, but decisive action builds respect. Too much restraint, and they doubt you. Too much action, and they dismiss you. The balance is art. But when mastered, the strike cements you as someone who cannot be ignored, cannot be toyed with, cannot be dismissed. Machiavelli would tell you, it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Fear is born not from posture or silence alone, but from the strike. It is the reminder that behind your calm mask lies steel. So remember this. Respect is not begged. Respect is taken. You take it with your eyes, your body, your silence, your symbols. And then you seal it with the strike. And if you followed me through this series, you now carry the full arsenal of Machiavellian power. You know how to command respect without a word. But power unused is power wasted. Practice it, master it, live it. If this message cut through the noise for you, if you want more tools to sharpen your presence and harden your dominance, then do the powerful thing. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and join me in building a world where respect is commanded, not requested.